So once you've decided that's where you're going to put it, handbrake on, wind it up, get the car out of the way.
Yep.
And then what you're going to need to do is level it front to back. And the way to level it front to back is by using the jockey wheel. Okay, so what you do is just wind it up or down using that.
Yes.
Okay. Again, spirit level on the level surface to see how level it is front to back. Okay, so that's quite easy, that one. You just wind it up or down. Okay. Once you've done that, then you can start connecting the services. Or no, you can't. But then you want to wind the legs down. Obviously, it's early morning. I'm jumping ahead too far. Right. So what you've got is a winder handle. Obviously, what we've got, and what a lot of people have got, a cotton drill. And someone hasn't hit it. I would show you a drill if someone had to put it somewhere where I can't find it. Right, what I've got, and if you've got a cordless drill at home, DIY cordless drill,
Yes.
you can get a fitting like that.
Right, we have one, and,
Yeah.
and I have the drill with me as well.
That's good, because that makes life so much easier.
Yes.
Doing this, obviously, all you do is just put it on there, wind it down. As you can see, it takes quite a while before that's going to be anywhere near the ground. With the drill, seconds. So if you imagine I was doing that, with that one leg, you'd have all the other three down in the same time, and I wouldn't even have this to the floor.
Yeah.
Obviously, that's the useful one to have if your battery runs out. Okay, so wind it all the legs down to the ground. As I said, they're not there to lift it; they're only there to support it.
Right,
okay. So if you try and start lifting it, so you imagine the caravan's going to start doing that, it's going to put a lot of strain on the chassis. So it's just there to put it down to the ground. All I do is put it down to the ground, and then when I put all legs down, I'll do that. You see, I've still got a bit of movement. You know it isn't quite fully, you want a bit more pressure on the legs. So just wind it around, say another half turn on each leg, and that will make sure it's solid then. Otherwise, you'll be getting in and you'll be
Wobbling.
feeling a bit seasick.
Yeah.
Alright? Okay, so once you've done that, then you can start connecting the services. Obviously, we haven't got your gas at the moment because we're just waiting for a supply to come in. It's obviously just being Bank Holiday Monday. A lot of people have been changing the gas, so we just need to wait to connect yours on. But we've got our gas connected. Okay, normally you'll have, let me see on this, we've got our gas over here. The connection, if you've ever connected gas up, it's got a reverse thread on there. Okay, so if you've ever heard of that saying righty-tighty for a bolt and lefty-loosey, it's not, it's the other way around.
Right,
Okay, so it's lefty-tighty, righty-loosey, which confuses totally everything, but you might remember that. So, but when you're trying to undo that, as you're facing it, to loosen it, turn it right. Okay, you will require a spanner for that. Okay, so it needs to be tightened up using a spanner.
Yep.
Okay. So normally that end will be permanently connected to the regulator, which is just sitting under there. So you've got your regulator here. Okay, so that's your regulator. So that regulates the pressure of gas going into your appliances. What you've also got is what is called a duo control on there as well. So you could have two gas cylinders connected if you wanted to. What you'd do, see this is pointing to this one here. So we're drawing gas from, say, that cylinder there, or you could draw from one from there. If you had them both turned on at the same time, what it will do, draw from this one first. So this would be your reserve. Then it will automatically change over, even though that won't change over, it will automatically start drawing gas from your reserve if this one goes empty. Okay? The indicator to show it's full, or to say there's pressure there, is that green indicator there. If it goes red, that means that gas has run out. So if you're coming into your locker and you are using both side by side, just check regularly. Once that's gone red, turn it over to the other side, because then you obviously realise then that this one's empty. You need to go and change that, and obviously you can run on your reserve then. Okay. All right. You can just operate on just the one if you wanted to. If you're on sites where a lot of electric, you've got electric connected, you're not going to need too much gas, apart from the colder months. But you probably get away with not using too much gas.
So it's a silly question, but what does the gas power?
The gas powers, or can power, the heating system.
Yeah.
The fridge.
Yeah.
Obviously the cooker.
Yeah.
So all them things can be powered by gas, and they can also be powered by electric as well.
Right. Okay.
All right.
Yep.
Well, I'll explain a bit more on each appliance
Okay.
when we go in.
So will you show us how to link up our gas bottle to that once you have it?
Yeah, but I'm not sure how long it's going to be. That's the thing.
Right, okay.
Obviously, when it's going to turn up.
Okay.
But I'll put your pigtail on for you.
Okay.
So this is mine at the moment. I've got your new one there.
Okay.
And then all you need to do is just screw into the bottle. So each time you change a bottle, obviously you turn it off, unscrew it, then put the new one on.
Right, okay.
All right. So also another safety aspect is always turn it off before you travel as well. Don't travel with the gas switched on.
Yes.
Okay. So always have it switched
Okay.
off. Okay.
Right, so generally you'd advise having 2 bottles then?
Not necessarily, no. No, unless if you're going to be on sites where you've got no electric, it's probably worth having 2 gas, for definite. Because these colour you can pick up anywhere, garages, shops.
No electric? You mean
Yeah,
no.
if you were on a site you had no electric,
Yeah.
you'd be very reliant on gas for heating, fridge, cooking.
Right,
Okay, because you've got no electric to operate it. So you'll be operating all that on gas. But if you're on caravan club sites, most 99.9% of them will have electric.
okay.
All right.
So are these devices dual powered then?
Yes.
Ah,
Yes.
right, okay.
That's it. Yeah, they operate either or
Right,
sometimes both.
Right, okay, right.
All right.
Okay, yep.
Okay. Right. Next thing you would probably want to connect is your water system. So you'll have an Akerol similar to mine, which is there. So you go and fill that first. Then you get your pump. So that's the pump that pumps the water around your van. So you just slide that into there. Click that into there. Once you put the cover over it, make sure there's no bugs or anything are going to be crawling in there. What you've also got is a filter. We've got a new one it's inside the van at the moment. So when you put your filter in, you just got an indicator there just to say when it was put in, roughly. Okay?
Okay.
So you just line that up to roughly that, or what month it went in. It says approximately 35 days of use, you can change the filter. With mine I tended to use to last all season. It all depends on how much you're using the actual water system. So if you're only using it, say half a dozen times a year, I'd probably cover the whole year. But I always used to change it once a year at least, so at the start of each season. The other thing is just to be aware of, make sure you take that out. So take the filter out. If you're in storage, you're not using it over a period of time, so say you're not using it over winter, it's obviously very important that you drain the water down. And one of the things to do is just take that out, because obviously that may hold water in it, and if you don't take it out, obviously the water's going to be still there. If it freezes, obviously you can damage that. Okay.
Is there a tick list somewhere of all these things to do?
As I said, caravan clubs, caravan clubs have got things like all sorts of things like that, which are really useful.
Okay.
I've got a handover sheet which James gave me, which just to tick through, just to show, I've explained it all.
Okay. Oh yeah, no,
Yeah.
I'm just thinking of something that when we pull up
Yeah,
on the site,
exactly.
short, right,
Yeah.
what do we do first? We do this, then,
Yeah.
then this, then
Well, you
this.
can do
That's
your
it,
own
yeah.
tick list
Sure,
if
you can,
you
yeah,
want
yeah.
to.
Have you got? Will you be storing it at home, or will you be
Yeah.
storing?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a good thing. Storing it at home, you can set it all up at home.
Yeah.
Go
Yes.
through it, how you do it before you go away.
Yeah.
It makes life so much
Yeah.
easier if you
Yes.
can do that. A lot of people who've got it in storage obviously can't do that, and as soon as they get to site, then it's like
Yeah.
at least you can have a play with it.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Where it sits in
Might go and live in it.
Yeah,
Especially
yeah,
if
so
you
it's
fall
sitting-
out, you know.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. Or someone might get chucked in.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
Right. Next thing along is your electric. So you've got a 12-volt battery that's fitted. So the van will run with 12-volt systems in the background. So igniters on anything that runs on gas will have igniters, which runs off 12-volt. The lighting that runs off 12-volt. I'm trying to think anything else that runs off 12-volt. So the water pump also that runs off 12-volt. So with connection of electric, that's going then pushing obviously charger, which charges your battery. So it also pushes a 12. So it's still operating on 12 volts, even though you've got 240 connected. Obviously things like microwave is electric, and electric ring on the cooker, obviously electric. So it will actually provide extra power into there. So it's still using 12 volts, so you still need a 12-volt battery in there. So, but the electric provides backup as such.
What about televisions?
Yeah.
Do we have to have a 12-volt television?
No,
or-
you don't. No, you can run off 240 volts.
Right.
Yeah, so you can have an ordinary telly in there and run off 240 volts.
An ordinary TV.
Yeah, ordinary TV will run off to,
All right.
obviously not a big 40-inch TV.
Oh no!
But yeah.
I've read in some forums that people use a 9-volt television, and I
Right.
thought, what's that all about?
Yeah. Well, what that will be about is if they haven't got electric. So if they haven't got electric, they've got to use 12 volts to operate their TV. So it has to be a 12-volt TV to be able to do that.
Okay.
But if you've got 240 connected, you can connect to an ordinary TV, which has got sockets in there to
Okay.
plug
So
into.
if they're not connected,
Yeah, your 240 TV won't work.
right?
So it's got to be a 12-volt TV then.
Right. Okay.
Okay, you can get some dual ones that are 12 and 240.
Okay.
But if you've got an ordinary TV, for now that's you're fine. You've got the electric connected.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Yep.
To connect your electric, this cable here. Obviously, this is my cable. You've got a brand new one. So all you do is just open that up. slide it on there. Just make sure you push it all the way on. And then all you do is just slide it into that groove there and lock the locker up. Okay? Connect to your van first, unravel the cable fully, then connect to the bollard which is on site. Don't do it the other way around. If you connect to the bollard on site first, you've got an electric cable that's then charged and you're walking across wet grass with a wet cable and the electrified one. Obviously it may not be a good conclusion to that. No. So just be careful, always connect to your caravan first. Okay? What you've also got, if you do see behind there, is an external aerial point. So on some sites they have what they call super pitches, which may have a bollard which you can connect an aerial to, or an aerial lead. Yeah. So if you're on site, you can see all these got aerials on the roof there. So they've got their own aerials, but in certain places, depending where you are, you could be in the valleys in Wales or whatever, you might not be able to pick a signal up on that type of aerial. The site may have their own booster aerial, which they obviously route to each bollard, and you can connect to, you can purchase a cable, connect to their bollard to your van, and you can still get a signal.
Right, so what do we have here then?
You've got an onboard aerial. If you can see the ones over there,
yes.
It's called a directional aerial.
Yeah.
Little white things, like little.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's usually pretty good, to be quite honest. But as I said, in certain areas, it's obviously depends on how good the signal. It's usually quite good here because we've got the Wrekin over there, if you're aware of. It's got the TV beacon on top of it.
Yes.
So you should get a pretty good signal on top there if you want to watch your favourite subs.
Yeah.
Okay. Right, next thing we come to is your wastewater. I've just got a bucket there. Like what you would use is your waste master, which is that one there. You can see that there. You don't have to go holding people's hands to go and empty it, but it may help. You can see that I don't know if you can tell from that, it's actually got a bit of an L shape in it.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it's got a thin end by the handle.
Yeah.
It's got a bulky end. So what you would do is connect this to the side of your van, so they just push into the two outlets there. And this end would probably go in that one there. You can put it in that one there, but obviously you won't get as much water in it before it starts flowing out. So this is your wastewater. If you plug it into that one, the top one, obviously that will fill the whole thing. Okay?
Just say that again, Pete.
Right. So you've got, as I said, you've got an L shape.
L shape, yeah.
Yeah, it's L shape, so it's thinner at the handle end.
Yeah.
So if you connect your waste pipe into that end, obviously only half fills it.
Yeah.
Why?
Okay?
Why?
Because it'll just start overflowing. If you fill it in from that end, obviously you've got that bigger bulky area.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
The reason you may want to do it that way is obviously when this is full, as it says there, it's 38 litre capacity. That's 38 kilos of wastewater, which is quite hefty when you're lifting it. Yeah. So if you only want to half fill it, just plug it into that bottom one. Obviously it fills up a lot quicker.
Yeah.
But it's obviously going to be a little lighter. The other thing is, obviously, it was designed originally as that being the thin end, it's got that L shape, it will sit underneath the chassis. But you can see where the handle is the thinner end. That's going to be right underneath the caravan, and you imagine that's full. You've got to try and drag that back out from underneath the caravan.
So,
it's going to be heavy.
So is a thick end and the thin end connected?
Yeah, that's all. It's just a big container.
So one container.
It's just the shape of it.
Right, okay.
So the best thing, I'd advise, just to lie it alongside the van.
Right,
it's easy, because it will fit underneath the van with that underneath there, but trying to drag that out with 38 litres in it, it's pretty hefty.
Yeah. So you just lie it on its front?
Yeah, just lie it as it's flat down, down the side of the van.
Yep.
That plug, this one, these two here, they just push in. They just push into that hole there, look.
Yep.
Like that. Okay.
Right, so they're in there and the rest of it's underneath?
Yeah. That's it. Well, I put that like that. So I'll put the waste master there.
Alongside it?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Because it's easy to pick up and take, because the Akerol's on the side anyway, so you might as well leave that down the side. Yeah. You can, on certain pitches, super pitches, they have a drain on the pitch itself. So if you've got a long enough pipe, you can actually put that direct into a drain, so you don't have to keep going emptying a waste master. So you can do that, which is our site up there.
Love to stay.
Yeah, they are going up there, yes. He used to work up there, he's come back down here to work on site. So you could actually have a pipe direct into it, so you wouldn't have to keep emptying it. So that drain there is from your sink, in your kitchen and your bathroom, and your shower.
Right.
Okay.
So would that be long enough to go into the on-site drain?
I'm not sure exactly where the drain is. Sometimes
longer.
It might have to be longer. Yeah. So what you do, keep that bit, then you just get a longer pipe to reach from however far it is. Sometimes it can be a bit further than others. All depends on where they position them. Okay, next thing we come to These are your chemicals for your toilet.
Yeah.
This is also a fun bit to do. I'll just get the keys. I'll show you the.
It's going to repeat the first bit.
Yes. What about on the underside?
Yeah, that very first bit.
Right, so
Just
with
let it go in.
Yeah.
With the toilet system. So that up there is your flush tank reservoir.
Right.
Okay, to flush the toilet you need to fill that, and a small amount of pink chemical to make it smell nice. Okay, so it's just a reservoir. The water, as like home, doesn't act as like at home. So your water system doesn't flush that toilet.
Right.
It does at home. You have your own separate reservoir to flush it.
Right.
Okay, so you put a small amount of pink chemical in there,
Yeah.
and top it up with water.
That's when you arrive at your site?
Yes,
Yes,
yeah.
yeah.
So how small is small?
It's different. It's
Capful.
just,
Capful.
yeah, well, no, probably a bit more than a capful.
Yeah,
A bit
yeah.
more than a capful. I mean, it's just there to make it smell nice, really.
Okay.
Okay, when you're
Yep.
flushing it. The only time you know it's full is when you can see the level through there.
Right.
The only time you know it's empty is when you're flushing it, there's nothing coming out. Okay?
Okay.
So that's the only way you can tell what the level is. The other thing is, do not travel with it full. Okay, it may overflow into the van. Obviously, that's something you don't want. It's only going to be pink chemical water, but obviously that can stain the carpet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can travel with a small amount in there. So obviously, with things like this, obviously it's a bit difficult to pull into any place if you want to use the facilities and things like that
Right.
en route to wherever you're going.
So how do you drain it if you
I'll
don't?
show you that in a sec.
Okay.
Get that ready.
Right.
Yeah, so it's just being obviously clever. When you're using it on site, you know how much you put in.
Yes.
You think, well, how much do you use it? If the site facilities are like there, you're probably going to be using them more, perhaps.
Yes.
Yes.
Just using that overnight. Or if the site facilities are like where the tree is, you're probably going to be using less
Yeah.
more.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Obviously, you need to be emptying it more. Okay, so it's just being clever on how much you fill it up, how long you're going to be stopping. So say you're stopping for just say 2 nights, you're not going to fill it all the way up because you're unlikely to use
Yeah.
all of that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. But normally as well to fill that, I tend to use you see some people on site that use watering cans and things like that. I tend to use just an ordinary 2 litre water bottle. That's as easy to pick, easy to fill up, easy to tip in. But some people do, as I say, use watering cans. Right, this is the fun end. Obviously this is where all the waste goes for
Yeah.
the toilet.
Yeah.
Okay, to release it, just lift that orange lever there, and it should slide out easy. If it's not, the likelihood is the wastegate on the toilet inside hasn't been closed correctly. So you just push that back in, go inside, just make sure it is closed. Okay? Well, that's a bit weird then. I just saw that motor rolling backwards, and it just scared me a little bit. Right, so make sure that is closed, slide it out. What you have got is a nice handle and wheels. Obviously that's easier to go and cart it off. Before you use it, you need to put the blue chemical in, so blue in the loo.
That's when you arrive at site.
That's it
then?
again, yeah, live on site.
Pink and
So you
blue.
have got a measuring cup on that one.
Yeah.
So blue chemical, tip it into there, and around about 1 litre of water. That will help break down the nasty stuff. Okay,
Right,
before you
okay,
use it.
yeah.
To empty it, it's through that same hole again.
Right.
So when you go on site, you'll see there is a specific place for emptying these, chemical
Yeah.
emptying point. Obviously, don't tip it down the drain.
Right.
It's in a chemical emptying point. Some can be outside, some can be inside or undercover. Usually it's a big white funnel with a big hole in the middle and a brick wall around it. Okay, if you go and put that on the brick wall, and then you go and knock that down the hole before you empty it, obviously it's going to be problems because you're not going to be putting your hand down there to fish that back out.
Right.
So just put that safely on the side. Some sites now have a little place to put the cap.
Yeah.
But just put it away from that, don't get it near the edge of that, and then all you do is tip it in, press that air release button, obviously that allows it to flow easier.
Okay.
Okay? You can access it for cleaning via this as well. So I've got some water already in there, what the engineers left in. So if you really need to, you can access it through there for cleaning.
Cleaning it.
Okay, be very careful, don't thrash it around like that, because what we've got inside here is a little float, which is an indicator for how full this is on the toilet inside, which I'll show you in shortly. So don't thrash it around too much, because that might loosen that off, and that might end up down the emptying point as well.
So how do we know when it's full or too full or?
There is an indicator on the toilet inside. Yeah, so I'll show you that in a second. Right, that just slides back in there, it's ready to use. Okay. We're talking about the drain. So for draining this, what you can do is just flush it. So by flushing it, you can obviously flush it from there into your waste tank. And then the best thing is just do that. It's easier and quicker. This you can just drain the last little bit using that. Okay, so this is just a little drain pipe which is connected to there.
Oh yeah.
So it just sits on this little plastic shelf
Yep.
up here. Do make sure you do drain it down for winter. Obviously,
Yes.
any water in the van is obviously critical that you do
Yeah,
drain it for
yeah,
winter.
yeah.
Obviously, if you're using it, you're using it, but
Do
if
you
it's
have covers for your vans? Covered?
yeah, you can get covers. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't tend to use cover myself, but
You don't?
a lot of people do. So obviously, up to you at the end of the day. It's best to make sure you get a good quality one as well. It's just got to be careful that obviously you get a cheaper version, you might end up scratching the windows and things like that. So they're quite easy to scratch.
I suppose we leave our cars out, don't
Yeah,
we?
exactly.
You
Yeah.
know,
It's designed to be sitting outside in the rain, so it's.
well, I'm just thinking if it's frosty and stuff like that.
Yeah,
It's
no,
exactly the same.
I've never had a cover on mine before. But yeah, obviously got the nice posh lighty handles on this, which is it's quite nice when you're on site. You see everybody else. You've obviously got yours, and a lot of. These are the only vans that have that lighty type handles, which look quite good. They go out obviously when you're driving. You don't get them lights on when you're driving, but
So what's the advantage of that?
it's just cosmetic.
Cosmetic.
Yeah, it's just to make it look nice.
Okay.
Which is at the top of the range Luna. The other thing we've also got, I never mentioned, you've also got an awning light, which is over the top of your services as well, which is quite useful.
Yes.
Again, Swift hasn't got round to that idea yet. That's what I think they would have done soon. Yeah. That light there, that's just lights this area up. So if you get to site when it's dark, you've got that light, which is brilliant for when you're setting up, or if you're just changing your water barrel when it's dark.
Right, but the awning wouldn't be on this side.
No, your awning won't be outside. But that's well, it's equivalent to an awning light. Normally your awning light's on the awning side.
Yes.
That one you've got an extra one, which is over the servicing,
Right, okay.
which makes it like it's
good.
really good. It's really good. See a lot of people they have their headlights on. Right, that's your proper awning light. And then obviously you can see the rail that goes around there. That's where the awning slides around. Yeah, an awning is probably quite a good thing to
Yeah,
have.
everybody said
Well,
that
yes.
to me in
Yeah.
the caravan. They said, have you got one yet? And
Yeah.
I said,
Right.
no, give
Even
us
a,
a chance.
even a small porch awning.
Yeah.
If you're only going away for a couple of nights,
Yeah.
it's quite good, especially this time of year now. It's starting to get, it could be wet.
Yeah.
Well, that's
and
what
if
we're
you look
thinking.
there, where you're going to put your coat, you know,
Yes.
you got wet dripping down there.
Yes.
Yeah.
We have like an air or whatever outside. We just put our wet coats and stuff like that, and
Yeah,
shoes
yeah.
outside. You don't want muddy shoes going all over your nice new car.
So how do awnings attach to the caravan then?
They just slide around on this rail. So you see there's a groove there.
Yes.
So
So that's something we would fit ourselves, is it?
Yes.
Yeah.
you can do that on site. Just I think. Normally there's an opening. But you slide it up through there, and it goes all the way round. So you follow that groove there. It's got a little bead on the edge of the awning.
Oh, right, so you just
Yeah, it's all depending on which
run it
type.
all the way around
Yeah.
and then
So,
fix
'cause
it up with whatever poles and...
Yeah, it all depends what type you get. Yeah, you can get a blow-up one, which are pretty quick
Yes.
to assemble, but the canvas tends to be quite heavy, all in one piece. Or you can get the pole one, depending on which type of pole you get. If you get the steel one, obviously they can be quite hefty. Or you can get the alloy, or you can get the fibre poles, which are really light.
Right.
But it all depends on what you like. The blow-up ones are really quick to assemble, because once you've got on there, all you do is blow it up, peg it down, that's it, done.
Yeah.
With the poles, you've got to sort out which poles which poles are where,
Yes.
which can be a bit of a faff. So
I've read that the bladders in the blow-up ones don't last that long. Is that true?
I don't know. I haven't got a lot to do with awnings, to be quite honest.
Okay.
Well, obviously I use awnings, but you'd have to
What
talk.
have you got?
What awning?
Yeah.
I've actually got a steel pole, one of mine, which is quite hefty poles, but it's quite easy to get on and off. But it's just the faff of trying to figure out which pole which.
Yeah.
But the blow-up ones are really quick and it's very popular. Very popular they are.
Okay.
All right. Right. Something that we're just coming to now is the wheel nuts. It's very important that you check these before you travel. Okay. So I always check mine before I go away each time. I've got a torque spanner. I don't know if you've got a torque spanner at home.
I do.
Yeah. So it's I think it's 130 newton meters on this one. I'm just trying to see. Oh no, it's not. It's 95. Sorry. See that down there?
Yeah.
So it's 95 newton meters on this one. So obviously this, on the Swift it's 130 newton meters. Right. So on this one it's 95. So it is very important that you do check them regularly. I will check them before you leave.
Okay.
Just make sure you check them before you go away again next time. Okay.
Right.
And then what we've also got at the front here, we've got locker, which what we call is a wet locker. So you can put shoes and stuff in there if you want to do. I tend to put my toolkit and whatever in there, which is quite useful to have. And you've also got a 240 outlet, so you can put 240 into your awning if you wanted to.
Yeah.
Okay. And you've also got a little cable relief in the locker there, so you can obviously feed that out and stuff like that.
Where's the best place to store your awning when you're travelling?
Right, the best, it all depends on what vehicle you got for a start.
Ford C-Max.
Ford C-Max. You might, it depends on again how heavy your awning is. I tend to travel with mine in the boot. Or
right, okay.
the best thing if you're travelling within the caravan is over the top of the axle or slightly forward.
So you have it inside the caravan?
Yeah, or personally myself, I have it in the car. The reason for that, apart from that compressor making a noise, the reason why I have it in the car is when I turn up to site and it's pouring down with rain, I'm not going to be getting the awning out. I can get the caravan all set up and I can jump in. I'm not going to be messing around with the awning straight away. If it's in the boot of the car, it's out of the way. If it's in the middle of the caravan, you're tripping over it trying to get in and out of the caravan. You don't want to be chucking it outside because that's going to get wet as well. But it's up to you. It depends, because it's quite a reasonable light caravan, and your C-Max is reasonably. It all depends what else. Obviously, you're travelling with. Obviously, if you start putting bikes and things like that as well.
I read somewhere that we're going to carry them in here. That they're better off low down over the axle.
Yes. Yeah.
So just on the floor inside.
That's it. Yeah, it's just on the floor. Yeah.
That's it. Okay.
That's it. Okay.
Lovely. Okay.
Right. Next thing we've got. Obviously keys. Obviously you need the keys to get in and out. So you got one and a spare. I'm just seeing that. That looks like a wheel lock key. That does. I don't know if there's a wheel lock in here. I haven't seen it. It might be the previous owners. Obviously kept it. Right. So what we've got is your key fob.
Yep.
So the second button down, that's setting the alarm. Okay. So you just heard that one beep.
Yep. That's
set the alarm. 2 beeps. That's off. Okay, what it's got is a PIR sensor. So I'm not sure where it is on this one. I think it's down on inside. I'll show you in a second. So it obviously detects movement of somebody walking inside it, or it's also got a tilt sensor. So if as long as you've got it switched on and someone's trying to wind it up to get it onto their car, that will set the alarm off as well. Yeah. Okay. What you've also got, torch. So the top button is a torch, and then I don't know if it works on this one. It might not work on this particular model. Normally what you've got with that button, that certain models it doesn't operate, is awning light. I'm pretty sure it's not on this particular model.
Right, well, we've got a light on here.
Yeah, you've got a light on there, but it's on the certain models which this is connected to, it will switch that awning light on and off, but it's not on this one. Okay. Then we've also got a programmable button as well, so you can change the program on the alarm.
Okay. Okay.
Right. Right, you'd like to go inside?
You mentioned there was a lock nut which should be with it?
No, it's a wheel lock.
A wheel lock.
Which the customer may have purchased for, themselves when they bought the caravan. And they may, by the looks of it, they may have left the keys on. So that
you mean a big wheel clamp?
Well, it might have been an Alco wheel lock, which sits inside the spokes of the wheel.
Right, okay. Do we need one of those?
I would say you would need a wheel lock of some kind, yes.
Yeah.
And a hitch lock. I don't know if that's in your pack or not, I've noticed. Right, if you'd like to go inside.
Thank you.
You can probably hear the radio going. So I might just have to switch off for a second because it distracts me a bit. I'll be studying in York University, but I'll just switch that. Just that radio on.
I'm never going to remember all this.
It's well, hopefully the camera will obviously help you with this. Once you've used it a few times, hopefully it will. You can probably set it up in half an hour easy. But obviously until you get that, that's what I said at home.
Can have a
set it up as you would set it up.
Yes.
And write it down.
Yes.
It makes so much. Once you've written it down, that tends to stick in your head. Well, it does with me anyway. Once I've written something down, I don't tend to have to look at that again because I've already registered in my brain that's how it should be. Right. So the first thing when we come into the van is your control panel. If I just wave my hand in front of it, I just lit it up. It wasn't actually switching it on. So your 12 volt systems. So if you remember outside I said about 12 volt systems, I've just switched the 12 volt systems off. So when you're using it, that has to be on. Okay? Right. So your 12 volt...
It's got the starter button on it.
Yes, that's it, yeah, so it's the start button. So that will switch on the 12 volt systems inside your van. As I said, it also does the lights. So that's your master switch for your lights. So they are individually switched, but that will say if you're out for the evening and you want to switch them all off, you've left the lights on at the front, you can't be bothered to go back in because I've got my boots on now. You can just switch them all off from that point there. Water pump, don't switch that on straight away, I'll explain that in a second. Awning light, which is that one that's just outside here. Then this one you just scroll through the menu, so you can change the clock and things like that. Make sure it's gone past it now. Just there's a charging. So that there is showing the voltage of your battery at the moment, showing 13.4 if you